Package runs through February. Call 800-682-6040 to book yours today. Certain days and restrictions apply.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Football's back, and if you're headed up toward Green Bay, the perfect stop is Higher Love Cannabis Company, just seconds over the border in Menominee, Michigan. Less than an hour from Green Bay. An easy stop before or after the game or anytime you're passing through town. And with so many low-quality, unregulated CBD products floating around Wisconsin, trust matters. Higher Love, award-winning, organically grown, locally owned, and the real deal. Higher Love Cannabis Company, best in the Midwest. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD.
Is back pain slowing you down? The OAW Spine Center offers specialized care with advanced treatments for herniated discs, spinal fusion, and more. Their board-certified orthopedic care specialists use the least invasive methods, starting with non-surgical options. If surgery is needed, they provide minimally invasive procedures. The OAW Spine specialists focus on getting you back to an active lifestyle faster. The OAW Spine Center. There is a difference. Visit oawspinecenter.com.
Recently, a seller that unfortunately ended up choosing another agent called me. She said she made a mistake, and what she was expressing to me sounded like she kind of was bullied into signing with him. Is it typical? Not always, but it will never happen when you hire a Century 21 Benefit Realty agent. I want our agents to be able to look in the mirror and say, I'd want to work with me, not because they're good at saying what you want to hear or offer the lowest commission, but because of trust. Because if you're not feeling that from your agent, that's a problem, and I don't want that. At 1.9% on the listing side of your sale with our commission capped at $19,000, Century 21 Benefit Realty leads with a very fair and transparent commission structure with maximum marketing that can get your home sold fast and for the best price. And saving money matters, but working with someone who'll tell you exactly what you need to know up front, that creates trust. And that matters too. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
WTMJ.
It is Green Day game afternoon, night, morning. The Packers lose to the Baltimore Ravens by a lot. And 307, the number to remember, because that's how many rushing yards the Baltimore Ravens had. But right now it's time for win or lose. You always need Tito's.
You do. Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's favorite vodka for a reason. Distilled 6 times till it's just right, Tito's is known for great vodka, giving back, and doing good for dogs. Distilled and bottled by Fifth Generation Inc., crafted to be savored responsibly.
All right, let's get to Levi in Stevens Point. You're on with Mark Tauser. Let her fly on to Chicago, but he says you can say whatever you want.
Hey, guys. And Homer, I want to say something to you after when I called in 2 weeks ago, you told me to shut up. I forgive you, man, because I forgot to say I forgive you when I got off the phone a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Homer.
Thank you.
Big jerk.
Thank you, Levi. No, I was trying to help you. You start ripping on the Bears, and I said you're going to just calm down because I was worried they were going to win the game. I'm trying to help you, and you blame me. And actually, you didn't. Tausch did. That's okay.
I did.
I did serve the purpose because had you ripped the Bears, you would have had to pay for it because they did win the game, as painful as it was.
Yeah, I know. But I have something for Tausch if he could write down a note maybe for Jason Wilde for Monday's Wilde and Tausch or something.
Sure. What do you got, Levi? Absolutely.
hope you get your paper down, too, before you go, Tausch. But I don't want to rush you because I know you have a busy schedule. But,
Yep.
My dad said earlier during the game that he thinks that Malik Willis looks like Michael Vick. I don't know if you agree with my dad on that or not, Tausch.
No. Malik Willis has been
Sorry,
great.
Dad. He said
Michael
no.
Vick. Yeah, there you go. Tell your dad I don't agree. Michael Vick that's a whole no. Malik Willis is fantastic today.
I know.
But yeah.
He did.
What else you got, Levi? Are you good with being on to Chicago? What's your vibes after tonight? Is it over?
I would not say it's over, but I know Chicago fans are really happy they won a division. Give props to them,
Yep,
but I'm not worried about the Bears.
Now, what is the definition of is it over? Just so I know what
the
saying
season's
it's over.
Like in essence, we're cooked.
Yeah, I'll be happy with a playoff game, a playoff win over Chicago, but the ability to do anything of significance in the playoffs, over.
Well, I'm not worried about the Bears. I know they won the division, but I don't even care. Let them enjoy their moment, the Bear fans. So
really,
I still say they still.
Very nice.
Well, it's just their night. Let them celebrate. I don't care, but it is what it is. But I still think that we'll play the Bears in the playoffs again. I really hope and believe that they'll beat them in Chicago, but we'll have to wait and see how many players will play or not. And I want to thank you guys so much. Every week you do this show, every Packer game. No, it's nice to talk to you every time I can, especially to you, Tausch. You guys do such a fantastic job.
There you go, Homer.
Especially
Levi,
to you,
we appreciate
Tausch.
you, man. Have a great New Year.
Levi,
and we're looking forward to
especially to you, Tausch. Was there any particular point in that?
Yeah, to take a dig at you and to give me a compliment. That's perfect. That's exactly what Levi should do.
Take care, guys.
Well, I guess that clarifies it. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
And now we get the final statement from Mark Tauscher, because he stated appropriately, it is on to Chicago. Chicago is not a guarantee. Statistically, the chances of it are very large.
Very
and
high.
There will be a massive disappointment, not only because it's Chicago, but to me, it's simply that I think they're the easiest team to play. And that's what's always important to me.
Yeah, I just think listening to Matt LaFleur's comments after the game, the disappointment.
Did he say even I was embarrassed with how soft we played or not?
He didn't say anything about soft, and it wasn't flat, but it was just they were humbled. I think he said he was humbled.
Ooh, that's good
tonight, and you should be, because 307 yards rushing, not being able to get off the field, not taking away an opponent's best player when their MVP quarterback isn't playing, was an incredibly big disappointment. But in the grand scheme of things, the best thing you can do here is just be optimistic moving forward, even though tonight gives you not a ton of hope that that's doable. So that's where I finish. It's a brutal day. You had the most yards rushing by an individual on the road at Lambeau Field history tonight with 216 yards, which is embarrassing. But the beautiful thing about sports, everybody will forget that if you can find a way to win a playoff game. And that's why I know we play at Minnesota next week, and we'll cover it, and we'll do what we do. But in my mind, and I think in everybody's minds, we're on to Chicago. And that is how I'll wrap this up.
Thanks, Tausch. People are waiting. Gary
See you guys.
Ellerson soon. Jason Wilde as well. You are next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Put a little wow in your winter at the 31st Annual Lake Geneva Winterfest and America's Snow Sculpting Invitational, January 28th through February 1st. Watch 15 top teams create breathtaking masterpieces in snow right before your very eyes. Enjoy bonfires on the beach, a kids' play area, live entertainment, and a sparkling downtown ice sculpture walk. Plan your Winterfest getaway at visitlakegeneva.com. Lake Geneva, where it's always been the place for winter magic.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with Accutrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use Accutrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. Accutrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you, who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Now these tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from once great old buildings in New York City that make for ultra-unique artwork. These items are definitely hard to find from anywhere else around here. So come take a look, and you'll probably find a treasure. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Tune in to Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Milwaukee County Judge Hannah Dugan is now a convicted felon. A 12-person jury found Dugan guilty of the felony charge of obstruction for her role in helping an undocumented immigrant avoid ICE agents following a hearing in April.
Every weekday from noon until 3 p.m.
The devil trend on TikTok is a viral challenge, and it's potentially very dangerous.
Only on WTMJ.
You've spent a lifetime taking care of others. Now it's your turn to enjoy life your way. At Capri Communities, they offer vibrant senior living where neighbors become friends, and each day brings something to smile about.
Well, it's breakfast with the boys, and then bingo is at 3 in the afternoon. I lost that super lady I lived with for 60 years, but have found a home and doing well. The accommodations, the facilities, it's been a pleasure.
Find your perfect new home at capricommunities.com.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Tune into the Rich Eisen Show weekdays from 12 to 2, right here on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
The Packers lose 41-24. The last touchdown really didn't matter, but it was reflective of the overall performance. And 307, the rushing yards for the Baltimore Ravens, and what was it, 216 for Derrick Henry?
216.
Wow, wonder what the record was before then. We'll have to look that up. Chuck in New Jersey. Gary Ellison coming up in a bit, and Jason Wilde as well. I steal from Mark Tauscher because it's perfect. On to Chicago, but he said, I have to let you say anything because you're the callers, and you get to do that, I guess. Yes, Chuck.
You know what? I think tonight I'm confused. I think that's what outside of disappointed. I think I'm confused.
What are you confused
I don't know
about?
what the
We're
game
here to
plan for
help.
tonight was.
What?
What was the game plan? What I don't. We didn't
the
run the ball at all,
defensive game plan?
which I don't know.
Well, no, they didn't run the ball because the running game was poor and the other team was scoring. They appropriately adjusted because they threw the ball so well, and Willis ran the ball well. But, yes, they were not able to run the ball with Jacobs. I would assume part of that is Zach Tom being out. But the offensive adjustments, to me, were brilliant. The offense was great because Malik Willis was arguably the greatest backup quarterback performance in the history of the team, and he ran for 60 yards in addition to his nearly perfect passing game. They couldn't run, but they had to score, and they did it. The offense did everything other than the one snap off the helmet. So, I'm glad they changed. They didn't keep trying to run the ball.
Yeah, I mean, and I also think, too, is that I give Malik Willis so much credit. I mean, it really is heartbreaking to watch this happen for the second week in a row. And, what I'm scared of is that once we get past this, and say if we do play the Bears, which I think we are going to play the Bears, I mean, I feel like some fans are just really confident. I'm not confident at all. Why would we be confident in something like this? Every week, the Packers, it's not other teams beating us. The Packers always beat the Packers. There's always something happening. It doesn't matter which way you dice it. Last week, a perfect example. So even with this week, the defense can't stop anything, right? Now we go into and I think what I'm worried about is that when you have these guys on defense, ever since Michael went down, where's Rashawn Gary? Where's Lucas Van Ness? We have no pressure coming up front.
Excuse me, they weren't doing anything when Parsons was on the team. Van Ness was hurt.
Well, I mean, I feel like
he hasn't had a sack in how many weeks?
Before he went out, was doing well.
Oh, yes, he did. But yeah, you would think that and Rashawn Gary hasn't had a sack in how many weeks now? What are we at? 10? Someone will look that up.
I mean, I don't think Homer, I'd be shocked if he was on the Packers next year. Honestly, knowing how the organization works. But either way, my bottom line is this: is that if we're going to be if we're going to go into Chicago, which onward to Chicago, I agree with Tausch on that one. Onward to Chicago, what do we expect is going to be the outcome if the defense doesn't play up to snuff? Not even close to.
No, if the defense plays as bad as it did today, they're going to lose. That was, as Tausch said it, or I said it, that the worst thing about this game was, and going on to Chicago, if the defense is this bad against the run as it was today, they'll lose to the Bears. The Bears don't have a running game as good as Baltimore, but it's been very good, probably close to as good the last half of the season. So, but you've had two games against the Bears that have been incredibly close, right? You would assume if they would play it again, it would be incredibly close, which I think is better than you would feel against any other playoff team that you have the potential to play. As a 7 seed, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think my last point is this: is that I'm with Tauscher. I think that we got to.
Rashawn Gary has not had a sack since July 26th. Oh, October 26th. Sorry. So it's been a while. That would have been that was week 8. So it's been 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 games without one sack. But
yeah,
there's a reason. The way the trend they are going, and considering the trend they had last year, there's reason to not have much confidence in the Packers. I can't argue with that. I would agree with Toss that they can't be this bad.
You know what? We're on to Chicago. I'm trying to kind of, like I said, shower this feeling off of me. I think they will play better. But what I'm just scared of is that something's going to rear its ugly head because, again, it was the same thing with Chicago.
All right, now, here's how it works. Here's the other app. I'll help you on this. It can rear its ugly head. Now, if you want either Goody or LaFleur or both to be gone, then you want it to rear its ugly head.
I don't, though.
Okay.
I don't.
Then,
to be honest with you,
okay.
I don't.
Well, no, that's good. I don't
LaFleur,
either.
like
I'm
Rudy.
willing to give him a little more time, but I don't know that I can defend my position very well because it has all played out exactly as I said, that he would be like Mariucci. He's too, I said soft, and now I say it's more, he's into smart, not being tough. And this, the team is reflective of that. And they had a good stretch earlier, and now they're struggling. So it'll be determined if they can figure it out and win a playoff game.
Yeah. And
the game against
I
Minnesota
really hope that we can get
means
some pressure.
nothing
I
other
really
than
do.
kind of setting you, feeling like the team is in a more positive foundation. They might be fragile enough that they need to beat Minnesota, or Minnesota doesn't matter. They'll
agree.
get ready for their first playoff game. So your concern is justified.
When you lose 3 in a row.
Yeah.
When you lose 3 in a row, you got to beat Minnesota to kind of get a good taste in your mouth going to Chicago. You have to. I think that this game.
Yes. Other than that,
it's an important game for morale.
But I don't know. Look, if you were on the team, I don't know that it would have as big an effect as you're saying, because even if you lose, you still know Chicago. You played them twice. I don't care. They could lose to Minnesota by 30, and I think the team would still feel that they can beat Chicago, given the experiences of having played them twice and the matchup. But, there's always that possibility. They're just in a free fall. I don't think so, but as I like to say, it is appropriate as to how much would I bet. So if you said, Homer, they're in a free fall, they're not going to win another game, as some people have texted or put on YouTube, that's a reasonable position to hold. They could very easily lose the last game, not worried about it, and then lose their first playoff game, and then they're done with two seasons in a row, which would be bad finishes, which could have an impact on costing one or both of them their job. Probably LaFleur. I mean, it's hard to find fault with Goody, given that he brought Parsons. That's a huge addition that he gets credit for. So, all right.
And I think I would say, too, and last point, if I can, Homer.
Sure.
Is that if we were, I think that every Packers fan is that it would be an ideal situation for us to play the Bears first round, right? Now, I do think that I do think that if we were to play the Bears, we would win. But this defense they gotta find something here, because the past 3 games have been tough since Parsons went down. So I just really hope they find something here, and I kind of hope they catch that swagger back going into the game against Chicago.
Got it. Thanks. Well done. More with your calls, then Gary Ellerson, then Jason Wilde. Who knows how early in the morning this might go? Next.
Tune in to Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Milwaukee County Judge Hannah Dugan is now a convicted felon. A 12-person jury found Dugan guilty of the felony charge of obstruction for her role in helping an undocumented immigrant avoid ICE agents following a hearing in April.
Every weekday from noon until 3 p.m.
The devil trend on TikTok is a viral challenge, and it's potentially very dangerous.
Only on WTMJ.
When it comes to joint replacement, you want the best care available. The Orthopedic Surgery Center in Pewaukee is a leader in joint replacement, offering same-day surgery with advanced technology. Their team of experts specializes in knee, hip, and shoulder replacements, using the latest techniques to minimize pain and recovery time. The team at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin can get you back to what matters, living pain-free. Total joint replacement. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
For every athlete, every fan. Whether you're suiting up your team or rallying your fan base, Alpha Custom Apparel brings fresh, affordable designs to the field, court, or stands. We outfit schools, clubs, leagues, and fans with gear that turns heads and builds pride. Need uniforms, spirit wear, or fan merch in a hurry? Our quick turnaround and unbeatable Midwest-based service means you'll be ready for game day in style. Quality designs, comfortable fits, local service you can trust. Create with us at alphacustomapparel.com.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesch Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, serviced, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News is here for you, bringing you the latest headlines with John McCure.
This was clearly trying to send a message that I'm the judge, I'm in a position of authority, this is my courthouse. Is that a fair interpretation?
And diving into the details with Julia Fellow.
But he never told the agents they couldn't make an arrest in the area.
Tune in to Wisconsin's Afternoon News, where your day's story unfolds. Weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. Only here on WTMJ.
A buck in today's world doesn't go far unless you're spending it at Griffin. Because for just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. Buy one or a whole set. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand. We'll put you in new tires for just $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. That's right, $1 over cost, and we'll even show you the invoice to prove it. So what's the catch? There's really no catch. You don't have to buy a car or a truck from us. We'd like it if you did, but our only requirement is we put them on for you. Buy one, two, or a set of four. The $1 deal at Griffin. Available at Griffin Chrysler Jeep South 27th Street and Griffin Ford Waukesha. The $1 deal at Griffin. Make your dollar go further. Griffin, the buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. $1 over cost. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
When you give to St. Vincent de Paul Society of Milwaukee, you give hope to our neighbors in need. This Christmas season and throughout the year, we support anyone who needs a meal or help stocking their pantry. Your financial gift helps eliminate hunger and stop food insecurity. Please give much needed support to our Milwaukee neighbors. Learn more at svdpmilw.org.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
The Packers have now lost 3 in a row. They lose 41-24. It was really like 34-24, and then they just let Derrick Henry get a final touchdown, get up to 216 yards, the most ever by an opponent running back in the history of Lambeau Field. I thought Walter Payton was up there. Somebody should check, see if he got close to that. It is now time, as we have Green Bay game night and then game morning in a half hour. We had Mark Tauscher, and his line was, on to Chicago, on to Chicago. It would appear most likely, because the game against Minnesota means nothing. The Packers are already locked in as a 7 seed, but it would appear likely that the Bears will be the 2 seed, and the Packers will play them in the first round of the playoffs. So that's why the thought is on to Chicago. But that does not necessarily have to be the comment of Gary Ellerson, who now has his segment, which starts with his soliloquy. Gary Ellerson.
Hey, home team, how you doing, buddy?
I'm very sad. I believe that Malik Willis had one of the great performances, I believe arguably the greatest ever, by a backup quarterback, and it's all forgotten because how bad the defense was, and they lost the game, and so I feel sad about that, but I'm more curious what your soliloquy is.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of it. Obviously, the defense didn't play well. It felt like they ran out of bodies. I mean, you're sitting there watching it, you're trying to figure out, okay, how many defensive linemen do they have dressed? Because, quite frankly, you didn't know if they had any left. And the guys that they did have left.
That's right. Riley blew his Achilles, so we saw that. You're right.
Right. And so now you're trying to figure out, okay, now it's Lucas Van Ness. You can't put him down anymore. You got to have to try to make him a defensive tackle or something like that. And listen, to me, it's one of those games where I think everything caught up with them. And what I mean by that, I think the loss to Chicago hurt them really bad, more than you think. And I think the loss of Micah Parsons, although that was like a couple games ago, I think really hurt them bad in this game. I think they finally realized that Micah Parsons is no longer there. And with all the injuries that they had to try to overcome, it was just too much. I mean, it was like a snowball going downhill, and they just really couldn't control it. And more than anything else, I feel like they got to flush all that. I think they got to try to figure out how to get a win. I mean, I think a win right now is most important for the Green Bay Packers more than anything else right now. They got to get a win.
There was a question about the defensive scheme. Like, let's see, they have this great running back, put 100 in the box, and make the quarterback who you know, because you know him isn't that good, make him beat you. Was the defense approach an issue for you?
I don't know if that was that's a good question. I don't think so, Homer. I just think Derrick Henry can do this to a lot of teams. You know, I mean, he's past his prime, but once in a while when they figure out to give him the football and he knows it's going to be all about him, I think he rose to the occasion, and that's what you saw. I have a tough time. We just weren't good enough. That's about all I can tell you. I mean, we just weren't good enough. I think
then
a lot hurt this team.
Another question is, they weren't good enough. Do you question their attitude in terms of they didn't seem like they cared enough or played hard? I mean, I thought they tackled horribly, but maybe they tackle horribly every week. Do you think there was an attitude issue given the game meant nothing as far as winning it and the playoffs?
No, they started looking around and trying to figure out who's going to make a play for them. And nobody did. That was probably disheartening. Nobody made a play. Who's going to be that guy defensively to make a play on a consistent basis? And nobody came up with a big play. And they got to get back and try to find themselves now. And that's why I think this game more so than the other game, than the Chicago game, they came to find out that they really missed Michael Parsons. Okay. And they found out that they really missed Devontae Wyatt in this game here. And there was no one else. There's no one else to blame but themselves. I mean, they just didn't have it. No one really made a play when they had to defensively. I mean, when you start looking around, it's got to be like Xavier McKinney, Edgerrin Cooper, Quay Walker. Do we even know who's on their defensive line?
Well, we know Riley got hurt, blew his Achilles, and he's gone.
I mean, outside of Riley, but who are the other guys they play on the defensive line? Do we even know?
All right. Wooden?
That's my point.
Brooks?
That's my point. That's my point.
Enigbare, Van Ness. How about that?
That's my point.
How'd they do?
You have to think about it.
Well, nobody did anything that you noticed. There were a couple of tackles there, but
right. But they don't have a name that automatically pop off for you. It's just they got like a bunch of guys that they got to figure out who can step up and make a play for them. They don't have that.
Has your attitude on the team changed? You've always said, I need to know more. I need to know more. Well, you know enough?
Well, Homer, it's just that they're so beat up.
All right. Yeah, I'd agree.
They're limping into the playoffs. They're just so beat up right now defensively. It's tough to judge a team when they don't have. Everybody keeps talking about this team that went to the Super Bowl that had a lot of guys out.
2010.
But I don't think. Yeah. Do you remember who was on that list?
Yes, I remember it because their defense was second best in the league in points given up, and they were missing some people that had been replaced by other people that were nearly as good. And you had somebody like Clay Matthews, and you had he was still playing, and you had Charles Woodson, and you had who was the safety that got hurt, and so the stars, Nick Collins, Now, you don't have to call and tell me that Charles Woodson got hurt halfway through the Super Bowl. But my point was, they had the stars.
Correct. To me, and that's the difference.
Yes, totally.
To me, that's the difference. In this team, everybody's trying to compare that team. There's no comparison.
There's no defensive stars. McKinney, you hope is it. But...
Yes, that's it. That's all you got is him.
And I thought Cooper could be one, but he hasn't been one.
Nope.
It's not even...
They don't know where he is. Don't know where he is. Don't know where he is.
Thus, you would add, it is important, very important, to win at Minnesota to get some mojo back.
They need more of a win than they do to rest players. Because I know it's going to come in the next week. Should they rest players? Should they rest players? No. They don't need to be resting anybody. They need
let's start with the quarterback and Jordan Love.
How to win.
Tao said it, and I would assume you would agree. You want Jordan Love back playing to get back in the groove, getting ready for the playoffs.
Got to have them.
Okay.
Got to have them. Got to have them. Need to have them. To me, it's all hands on deck. For me, got to have them.
Are you?
And they'll feel good about themselves. Now you're gonna hear all this other talk about Malik Willis because you're gonna hear people that want Malik Willis to start over.
No, they won't.
Jordan Love. But
they won't.
But that's not how they feel about it in the locker room. They just need their guys back.
Yeah, no, there's not going to be that. He just made himself a lot of money, and there are teams that are going to want him to be their starting quarterback next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody's going to overpay him. That's okay.
And if something was happening to Jordan Love, then you would feel comfortable with Malik Willis playing because he was
correct.
He was so good today.
Really good. Really good.
How many tough third down plays he converted, and
really good.
Yeah, this should have been a win, and everybody talking about
stop nobody.
How great Malik Willis was as a backup, and all that he did and that he created. Unlike in Baltimore, you just had to hand the ball off to whoever's running the ball and watch him run.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we have people waiting to talk to you. We have other questions.
Let's go.
Well, no, we're going to take a break and then get to it. Okay. Gary Ellison is ready. He wants a win badly next week against Minnesota to get this team back on track. Did I say that right?
Yes, sir.
To get the mojo going. And he'll
get the mojo back.
Get the mojo back. Thus, you see this team as a little fragile. If it was a veteran team and they were, you would probably say it doesn't matter. They'll be ready for the playoffs.
Right.
This team needs
3 games. They've lost 3.
They have lost 3 in a row. Yep.
No, you got to get a win.
All right, there you go. Spoken by Gary
about
Ellison.
resting players next week.
All right. Next.
No.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is here for you, bringing you the latest headlines with John McCure.
This was clearly trying to send a message that I'm the judge, I'm in a position of authority, this is my courthouse. Is that a fair interpretation?
And diving into the details with Julia Fellow.
But he never told the agents they couldn't make an arrest in the area.
Tune in to Wisconsin's afternoon news, where your day's story unfolds. Weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. Only here on WTMJ. Point Taken with Scafidi and Bry.
Over time, the costs don't stop going up. And you've frozen the ability to capture that, you're going to penalize the taxpayers.
The prices for everything goes up, and that doesn't happen in a vacuum. It doesn't happen for if your stuff is more expensive or every business's stuff is more expensive, the same line items for a school are going to be more expensive. Where is the money going to come from? I know people hate taxes, I get it, but ultimately, like, how are we going to pay for these things?
Weekdays from 10 to noon on WTMJ. What's on Tap with Sandy Max, keeping you updated on culture and creativity.
The Wisconsin Film Office. We can say it out loud. It's going to happen. Academy Award winner John Ridley.
So I'm glad that Wisconsin is getting in the game. I hope they stay in the game. Wisconsin is great because it has so many different looks. It has so many different places. It has places that are untouched. It has places that are incredibly modern.
What's on Tap with Sandy Max. Weeknights at 6 on WTMJ. Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Petrano.
Trump administration planning to resume garnishing the wages of some student loan borrowers who are in default.
Eric Bilstad.
A Milwaukee police officer taken to the hospital after getting bit by a police dog.
And traffic with Debbie Lozica.
A couple broken down vehicles out there. Actually, there's a crash also on the off-ramp to 70th Street.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ. The Upswing with Jeff Sherman.
We have a priest, a rabbi, and a university president walk into a bar. What's the subtitle of that book that ties it all together?
We're going to solve all the world's problems today.
Right here. Let's go.
I don't know.
Let's do it.
That's tough.
Yeah, I don't know that I have a subtitle right now, but I'm excited to look for one. But I think focusing on what we have in common is something we all need to strive to do more of.
Saturdays at 11 on WTMJ. Presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs. The only place to get this.
But at the end of the day, I personally have not had the conversation with the Bucks. I'm still locked in on my teammates.
With some of this.
The Bucks are never going to proactively trade Giannis. He is the greatest player in franchise history. You get tourism dollars from people that want to come to Milwaukee, stay in the city so they can see Giannis.
Get it all on Bucks Talk, your all-encompassing Milwaukee Bucks postgame show. Only heard here on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ. While you rest on the weekends, we work for you. Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins. The latest in news.
Let's talk about Quad. They're closing a plant in Georgia, and that's kind of good news for Wisconsin.
Entertainment.
People are going to be looking at these films in 50 years and saying, what a great movie.
Well, they still are.
And more.
I don't think our chance of a white Christmas was looking very good. You just had like a month of full winter. It's time for a break.
Every Sunday morning starting at 8 on WTMJ. We've all heard of Larry Bird. Allow us to introduce Derry Bird.
It's A.J. Green slashing a three down from the right wing on the other end of the court. It's a one-point game.
Giannis back to A.J. A.J. going to try to answer. Off-balance three, and he hits it. How did he hit that one? The Derry Bird going deep into his bag of tricks there.
We're the home of Derry Bird and the Bucks, WTMJ.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Night and Game Morning soon. Homer along with Gary Ellerson. They have been waiting. Mike is up to 98 minutes. Mike, we have said before, he's in the Dakotas. Specifically Fargo, if you want that much information. Mike, you're on with Gary Ellerson. Let her fly.
Hey, hello. Yeah, I left the game there a little while ago. I got a whole bunch of mini points to make here. Just try to let me get through them. Number one, on that fourth down play, you don't run behind Jordan Morgan. You know, you run behind your best offensive lineman. You don't run behind him to get that. That's the first thing. The second thing is I was at every game this year with the exception of the Bears game. And let me tell you, Malik, and I'm not – where I'm going here is with the passes that he throws were on time, were crisp, they were on time. And when I'm there with Love, when he's playing in some games, it's just like he has that hitch in his throw. It's like a half a second late. And if Love would have played today, we would have maybe had 10 points, 7 points. That's all we would have got.
I said this, and you may agree, that I believe Malik Willis played as well in this game today as Jordan Love has ever played in any game.
Absolutely. For every game, I go to away games and all that. But the pass to Melton, the pass the outs to Watson, the outs to Golden,
the tough third down plays, the runs that he had, 60 yards.
Yep, Love can't do that. Anyway, Love has the arm, has everything, but he always is jumping or late with his throws. Ever since that Dallas, if he would do what he did with his Dallas games, because LaFleur has people that are open, you got to boom, boom, deliver that ball. Malik Willis did that. It's not hop, and then.
So you think Malik Willis should be the starting quarterback, right?
What I'm saying, Gary, what I'm saying is here tonight.
Because I disagree with you. I disagree with you. But you think Malik Willis should be the starting quarterback?
Gary, for the Packers, well, it's all about money based on.
Forget about money. You think Malik Willis should be the starting quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, right?
Gary, let me tell you this. I've been at all these games.
Mike, you got to answer the question. Either yes or no. See, I would say no. I would still say Jordan Love is better, but that doesn't mean to take away. Who would you have as the starting quarterback?
Willis, because the receivers work harder for him.
That's what Gary's asking.
There's something.
Okay. Right.
There's something going on with the receivers and Willis and the receivers and Love. They seem to work harder for Malik Willis.
They work harder.
That's where I'm going.
Okay.
They get open. They work harder. The next thing is I can't. That's being live at the game. That's what I see. But the next thing I can't stand. I'm kind of going back and. They do. The next thing is I cannot stand when we have like last year, the Baltimore, they were there. We practiced against them last year. And the year before, or a couple of years ago, the Patriots were there the year before. We played them. We barely beat them. I can't stand when teams get that extra knowledge, a whole practice session against us, and then they come in and do that.
But wait a minute. The Packers get the same knowledge of them.
But true, but obviously, sure. But the thing about it is, it would seem like the defense, the players would be saying, "Hey, are we going to commit more to the run here? Let this other guy throw 8-7 yards."
That's the issue that was brought up earlier. Do you think that I asked Gary? Do you think that the scheme was wrong against the run-oriented Baltimore offense without their star quarterback?
What scheme did you thought was wrong, Homer? What was
they needed to have 20 in the box. They needed to be saying, the announcers without the game, look, it's clear Green Bay is committed to stopping the run. Whatever you do, you tell me how to do it, Gary. Where whatever you put, you bring people up, you play, whatever, you're putting, as it's often said, more people in the box and risking that you will be beaten on the pass because you're way more worried about Derrick Henry, especially with how bad your run defense has been.
You didn't think so? You didn't think they did that?
No, I did not. It's hard for me to believe.
Okay.
If they did that and they still gave up this many yards, then it's hopeless.
Okay. Can I get
but I'll
three
defer
more
to you
quick
on that.
points?
All right, fire away.
Three more quick points.
Three more. Number
one. We had 8 home games this year, and next year we have 9. We had 8 home games this year. You can't lose 3 home games when you have 8.
All right.
You can't do it.
Excellent
number
point.
one.
Next point. Number 2.
Number 2 is totally disagree with Gary. I would rest everybody for. I don't care if we beat the Vikings. It's on to. I'd rather play the Eagles because they have less weapons. The last time the Bears didn't have a doomsday and they didn't have that other probably their best receiver playing in Chicago.
Okay.
They have more weapons than the Eagles. I'd rather play the Eagles.
Is that point number 2 or point 3? That's point 2. Eagles rather than the Bears.
2.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely.
Number
Last
3.
point. I love Rashawn Gary. That one touchdown that they scored with that receiver scored in the end zone there with the ball. He was in for 2 plays and he was raising his hand because he was tired. I mean, You're the leader of the defense.
So you rather. Hold on. Your second point. You rather go into the playoff on a 4-game losing streak.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Absolutely. I'd rather have guys healthy, ready to go.
Okay.
And,
you'd rather have them healthy and fresh.
But I'm assuming you're saying that, Mike, partially because of all the injuries. Or am I wrong there?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Another point is that here's the point. When I played high school basketball, we always had a tough time beating this team. And finally, our coach says, we're not going to practice scheme against this team. We're done. We can beat those teams just playing basketball. We need to learn how to beat this team. Practice all week. 3 weeks in a row, because we're going to see them in the tournament. We got to beat this team. I wouldn't practice one iota for the Vikings. All I would do is game plan for the Bears and the Eagles.
Okay.
That's all I would do. And one last thing, I would have a package.
Thanks for the phone call. I got you.
What's your one last thing?
So I just want to go into, if we got a break, and if people are still listening.
They are.
So here's what I'm here. He wants Malik Willis to be starting quarterback over Jordan Love.
Correct.
And he'd rather go into the playoffs on a 4-game losing streak.
Resting everybody. Mm-hmm.
Rest everybody. Is that what we got?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You got it. You heard it right. And he'd rather have the Eagles over the Bears.
Let's table that.
Okay.
Can we table that?
Yes. Yeah.
Let's table that.
All right, table that and get to it after the break.
Yeah, let's table that.
All right. Thanks for the call,
Mike.
Any
more phone callers?
Good. So, we got thousands, millions. They're all waiting.
All right, let's table that. When they come on, I know people want to talk about what they want to talk about.
All right, so we're going to take the callers.
When they come on, Homer, the first thing you just answer this question for me. Those two, because those two questions to me are the biggest two questions going in to the Vikings game.
Resting or needing a win.
Resting or needing a win, and should Malik Willis be your starting quarterback?
Oh, for the Vikings game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, all right, we got it.
You feel like
that will be next with Gary Ellerson.
This is not even resting. This ain't about resting Love. This is about I want Malik Willis as my starting quarterback from here on. I table that, please.
All right, we got those two questions for all our callers waiting next.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Experience hot gaming action and a relaxing spa day. Your perfect winter getaway at the island. Book a stay and float package to get both a standard room and a rejuvenating 60-minute float pod therapy session for less than $100. Complement your stay with an elevated dining experience at Horizon Steakhouse, followed by an evening of comedy in Club 41. The Island Resort and Casino's stay and float package runs through February. Call 800-682-6040 to book yours today. Certain days and restrictions apply.
Homer here for Window Nation's end of the year sale. It's cold here in Milwaukee, and if you've been thinking about new windows, it's good you waited, because during Window Nation's end of the year sale, get 50% off, plus you could get 0% interest for 5 years. On windows that stop the cold wintry drafts, seal out moisture, and so energy efficient, you'll save money on your utility bills. Installed in 1 day. Lifetime warranty and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Sale ends soon. Don't miss out on big savings. WindowNation.com to get started.
Looking for a new car, truck, or SUV? Now is the time to buy, because Ewald Automotive Group's year-end sale is here. We're saying yes to the lowest prices of the year on over 1,500 new and pre-owned vehicles. Yes to 0% financing. Yes to maximum trade values. And yes to no payments until 2026. Ewald's year-end sale. Now through year-end.
Go to EwaldAuto.com.
to approved credit on select models. Interest accrues from date of purchase. Expires month end.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. Time flies when you are running your business. It's getting to be the end of the year. How are you doing? Are your books in order? Do you know what your tax liability is going to be? It's never too early to start planning, but it can be too late. How does the new tax law affect you? Should you be doing anything to take advantage of the changes? Are you using all the strategies available to reduce your taxes? Many business owners ask us what is one thing they can do to make sure they are not leaving money on the table. No one wants to pay more taxes than they have to. We often hear, "I didn't know I could do that." Call us now to see what you can do before it's too late. The first meeting is free. Call 414-325-2040 now. You earned it. We help you keep it. That's 414-325-2040 or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net.
Whoa, hey, what are these?
Dude, Screamin' Sicilian Loaded Breadsticks. They are available in cheesy garlic or pepperoni. They're seriously not messing around. These bad boys bake right in their own tray and come fully loaded.
Okay, these are insane. Hey, is this dinner?
Nope, just the warm-up. Find Screamin' Sicilian Loaded Breadsticks in your local grocer's freezer section. Screamin' Sicilian Loaded Breadsticks. Fully loaded, bring the flavor.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
It is Gary Ellerson now on what will soon be Green Bay game morning. Packers lose 41-24. Baltimore got a late touchdown that didn't matter, but it's there.
It's there.
And do want to mention Potawatomi Sportsbook in Milwaukee has dozens of self-serve kiosks and over 2,000 square foot video wall, seating for over 200, full restaurant and bar, VIP deck, and more. You want to watch the Bears against the 49ers, you can't have a better place. The view, unbelievable. The screen, unbelievable. The food is good. The setup is great. It is a sports betting paradise, but I like to add it is a sports paradise. Bet above the rest. And Monday from 6 until 8, it'll be Gary Ellerson and Greg Matzik. You'll be there, right?
Damn, I don't be there.
Okay. I mean, it's holidays. People are changing and stuff, but you'll be there ready to go. You'll have
we got a show tomorrow. I mean, Monday. Yeah, we got.
You've calmed down a little bit. All right, let's see who we have.
We got to talk. We got to talk about whether Malik Willis should be the quarterback.
All right. Well, we got Jim in Saukville. You're on Green Bay game morning with Gary Ellerson. And before you talk to Gary, he wants me to ask you: do you want the players rested against Minnesota because it doesn't have any impact? The Packers are a 7 seed. Or do you want to play them because of need a win?
I really don't give a darn, but
okay.
I definitely I feel I fall closer on the side of playing them.
Okay.
Because after this game.
Question two. Who would be your starting quarterback? Who will be your starting quarterback? Would it be Malik Willis or Jordan Love? If both are available for the Viking game, who starts?
Again, I got to be honest, I truly don't give a darn. I don't think it has anything I don't think it has anything to do with what I saw tonight. Listen, this is what I'm saying. They can only redeem themselves in the playoffs, but if they don't, the last game in this for me suggests that this is a problem not solved with draft choices or free agency. And I sensed your conversation, the tone of you, Tausch's and Homer's comments this evening was sort of avoiding that reality, given that and the fact that did we not create a window? Did we not create a window given the amount of money and draft choices we invested in? So 2 things. Do we not have a window? And does this not raise the idea that we can't solve this problem with draft choices and free agency? And I think you know what that implies.
Well, there's no reason that you think they need a change in coach.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable.
All right. So you would you?
Is that too straightforward?
No, that's not a problem at all.
Why don't you just say it? So
yeah, I think the problem is they need a new coach.
Hold on, Homer. So I've only been on not so long. So let me get this straight because I want to add all this stuff up. So Malik Willis should be the starting quarterback, and we should go into in the playoffs on a 4-game losing streak, and we should fire Matt LaFleur. Those are 3 things I've heard so far?
Gary, I am not going to lump the question or merge those 2 questions together. I think those are vastly different questions, don't you? Whether Malik starts,
no, I don't. I don't think they're vast.
And firing the coach.
No, they're not vast. Here's why they're not vast: because they're all like part of the head of the snake. Because your quarterback is part of the head of the snake. If you got a 3-headed snake, so is your head coach. That's part of it. And your team is not playing well. So you want to go into the playoffs on a 4-game losing streak. I mean, to me, that's unheard of. But you didn't say that, obviously. I'm just taking in of what people are calling in and saying right now. I want you folks, as you guys are listening to us on the radio, because everybody's got their own thing, what they want to talk about. Fine, 100%. I agree with that. But I want to take all your phone calls in and what you're saying and hear what Homer and I are saying and stack it up and see what is happening right now to the Packer fan base.
Well, Gary, I just think with Jim, it's real simple. Nothing matters other than one thing. The coach isn't any good, and all these things are never going to be resolved until you get a different coach. And so none of them mean diddly.
Okay, so
now, am I right, Jim? Have I presented your position?
Thank you for asking. That is if our goal is to get to the Super Bowl, and that's the only way I'm approaching this.
Very good. Jim, thanks for the call. That's
fine.
Good. All right, Gary, take it from there.
But you can't have it both ways, Packer fans, because if you say you want Malik Willis to be the starting quarterback, who developed him?
That would be LaFleur. However, I want to make it clear, I can't speak for the other ones. Who was the last caller? Doesn't care about all the quarterbacks and all that stuff. He'll take the new coach because all things considered, they'll be better.
Fine. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
In Tennessee, Malik Willis was a nothing.
Yes. Look what LaFleur
in Green Bay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Homer.
No, you're saying it. I agree. LaFleur deserves all the credit. People have seen this guy play before. He owes everything to LaFleur. 150%. Right? That's what you're saying.
You can't have it both ways.
Right. And he doesn't want to have it both ways. He's willing to give him credit for LaFleur, the credit for Willis, but says in the big picture of getting to the Super Bowl, that ain't enough to get you to the Super Bowl. And the things you need to get to the Super Bowl from a head coach, you're not going to ever get from LaFleur. I mean, I fundamentally said the same, that it was Mariucci from the beginning. He'll never get it. He's just a nice guy, and there's not enough there. And it has played out exactly that way, but he could still prove me wrong.
And you may not be necessarily wrong, but I give you the flip side of that. That's what the same things they thought about Tony Dungy in Tampa.
That's true, yes. Yep.
And Tony Dungy leaves Tampa, goes to Indianapolis. And who goes to Tampa?
Gruden.
Was that
Gruden, and he wins the Super Bowl right away.
Right.
But Tony won one as well in Indianapolis.
Yeah. And Marty Schottenheimer won 1,000 games too and never got there.
And never got there, yes.
Reason why Philadelphia got rid of Andy Reid, because he couldn't win one in Philly.
Correct. Got close. Needed a slightly better quarterback, or he needed a historically great quarterback, or.
But when you make those kind of moves, you better make sure you have the guy.
And your point, which I think
if you do your research, when they got rid of Andy Reid in Philly, who was the next head coach?
I don't know. I don't think it was Doug Peterson.
Was it the dude from Oregon?
Oh, Kelly?
Chip Kelly.
Yeah, it might have been. It didn't go well.
Didn't go well.
But eventually it went well. They won a couple Super Bowls.
Well, they took a step back.
They did. But since Andy Reid, they've won. But yeah,
now, Tampa Bay did not. Tampa Bay did not take a step back, obviously, because they had players. They had studs. I mean, they had guys all over the doggone place there. But then Tony Dungy proved himself. He goes to Indy, and he wins it in Indy.
Yes.
You got to make sure you got it right.
No, and and LaFleur's a good coach. No one can argue that.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and if the Packers got rid of him, he'd have a chance to go somewhere else and succeed. You mentioned some that have. Mariucci is one that didn't.
No.
So, but yeah.
Marty Schottenheimer, you can go on and on.
Yes. You've picked.
I mean, I can go way back to Air Coryell.
That's correct. Good.
Folks may not know him, though.
Yeah, but it's the same premise. A successful coach who never won a Super Bowl. Seems like Coryell may have gotten to one, but maybe he didn't even get to one. I thought they got to one and got killed, but maybe that was after he
Andy
left.
Reid got to a Super Bowl.
Yes,
with
Philly. They didn't win it. Yep, after they brought in the wide receiver. Crazy guy. All right, let's get Larry in California. Larry, a long-time listener.
Table the question.
What?
Table the question.
I will. I'll table the questions. All right, Larry, you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Would you rather all the players play to win and in the losing streak, or would you rest everybody in the Viking game?
No, they got to all play. I don't give a crap. They got to all play.
All right. And two, assuming both are healthy against the Vikings, who would be your starting quarterback, Jordan Love or Malik Willis?
Malik Willis. He has the legs to run. Jordan does not, and I've said that all season long, and that's the way it's going to be because I want to get Matt LaFleur, I want to get him out of there as the coach of the Packers. I've been saying this for almost 2 seasons.
I should have asked that. Hold on, Larry, hold on, Larry. Larry, we'll get back to you, but I have to check with Gary. So, Gary, do I now have 3 questions I need to ask?
You got 3. Yes, you got 3 questions.
You want LaFleur fired?
But Larry
just answered the third.
Larry got it.
Okay, Larry, you and Gary can take it from here. I'm resting. I did my job.
No,
take it away.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
No, I agree with Gary's point of view of the Packers for the last 2 years, pretty much. We don't really disagree on things that have to do with the Green Bay Packers, but this has got to stop because the Packers are too good of an organization to be sitting on the outside looking in, and that's what's going on right now with the Packers. And they're going to lose to Chicago. I told you 3 weeks ago after the Denver loss that they weren't going to win one more game, and that so far I am true to the form. They are not going to win any more games. This is it. Their team is finished, and I'm a diehard Packer fan, but I'm a realistic person, and I know what I see out there, and there's just no way these guys are ready to pack their bags and go on winter vacation. They've had enough of this. I can tell you, they're not playing for the coach. They're not playing for their jobs. They just want to get out of Green Bay. That's it.
Gary, do you agree with any of that?
I love it. I love it.
How about your response, though?
Well,
do you think the players are trying, or do you think they've packed it in?
Yes, they are trying. But what people don't understand, and I can't make you guys understand, is the dynamic of the team. which they have to overcome. You guys don't get the Micah Parsons trade was a huge deal. They had dudes damn near crying in the locker room after that guy went out. And then they go to Chicago, or they go to Chicago with this thing in mind that they can do it for Micah Parsons and they can overcome it, and then absolutely gave the game away. And then I just think it's the Micah Parsons effect and all the injuries that have occurred to this team, that where it just snowballed for them tonight, and they just couldn't stop it. It was almost like Homer, where you just have all this frustration pent up inside you, or all this emotion, and it all came out tonight, and there was nothing they could do about it. Not a damn thing.
And it doesn't reflect any other game or night other than this one.
It's one day you're sitting in the room, and after you lose your dog, you're sitting in the room and you look in the room and you see all the dog toys, and it finally hits you that you lost your dog. And I don't want to, I hate to use the parallel.
That's why the win is so important, because they need to learn that they can win without
They need to learn that thank you, Homer. Right. They need to learn that they can win. They thought they could before in Chicago. You saw it.
Yeah.
What we saw against Chicago, and I'm being straight 100 with you, what we saw in Chicago is not what we saw tonight.
Explain the difference.
Agree or disagree?
No, explain the difference. I'm going to agree, but I want to explain the difference.
It just felt like they didn't have an answer. Like they were looking around for a dude to make plays.
So in Chicago, they had an answer. They just blew it.
Yes, against Chicago, they all had answers, whether it be.
And now you're wondering if they
defense.
Can ever find answers until they win without Parsons.
Well, they're searching. They are searching for answers right now. And for all you folks who want to believe that Malik Willis is the guy, in that locker room, I don't believe that they feel that way. In the locker room, they feel, hey, if Jordan Love goes down, we may be able to win a game with Malik. If Malik Willis got to start a game, we may be able to win. I don't think they 100% believe that they can win a playoff game or a championship with Malik. But they most certainly believe they can win games with Malik.
Perfectly stated. We will break and get another call or two. I'll make sure to ask the proper 3 questions. And then Gary.
You got 3 of them. Lay them out there, Homer.
Yeah, we got to lay them out. Do you want to play everybody or rest everybody against the Vikings? Who do you want to play at quarterback? And do you want LaFleur fired? I should probably lead with that, because that's bigger than even this one game, right? So I'll lead with that.
It is, yeah.
Homer here for Window Nation. They have a 90% customer satisfaction, which is huge. It's nice that I like them, but better that the customers do. This month, Window Nation puts an end to your window problems. And remember, Window Nation, right now. They can do it right now. You can't believe how quickly they can do it. You think this time of year. No, they can get it done not now, but right now. And you'll save big, too. 50% off all window styles, plus you could get 0 interest for 5 years. Sale ends soon, so schedule your free estimate right now at windownation.com. Windownation.com right now. More Gary Ellison and my 3 questions next.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Experience hot gaming action and a relaxing spa day. Your perfect winter getaway at the island. Book a stay and float package to get both a standard room and a rejuvenating 60-minute float pod therapy session for less than $100. Complement your stay with an elevated dining experience at Horizon Steakhouse, followed by an evening of comedy in Club 41. The Island Resort and Casino's stay and float package runs through February. Call 800-682-6040 to book yours today. Certain days and restrictions apply.
The Upswing with Jeff Sherman.
We have a priest, a rabbi, and a university president walk into a bar. What's the subtitle of that book that ties it all together?
We're going to solve all the world's problems today.
Right here. Let's go.
I don't know.
Do it.
That's tough.
Yeah, I don't know that I have a subtitle right now, but
Okay.
I'm excited to look for one. But I think focusing on what we have in common is something we all need to strive to do more of.
Saturdays at 11 on WTMJ. Presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs.
Recently, a seller that unfortunately ended up choosing another agent called me. She said she made a mistake, and what she was expressing to me sounded like she kind of was bullied into signing with him. Is it typical? Not always, but it will never happen when you hire a Century 21 Benefit Realty agent. I want our agents to be able to look in the mirror and say, I'd want to work with me. Not because they're good at saying what you want to hear or offer the lowest commission, but because of trust. Because if you're not feeling that from your agent, that's a problem, and I don't want that. At 1.9% on the listing side of your sale with our commission capped at $19,000, Century 21 Benefit Realty leads with a very fair and transparent commission structure with maximum marketing that can get your home sold fast and for the best price. And saving money matters, but working with someone who will tell you exactly what you need to know up front, that creates trust. And that matters too. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News is here for you, bringing you the latest headlines with John McCure.
This was clearly trying to send a message that I'm the judge, I'm in a position of authority, this is my courthouse. Is that a fair interpretation?
And diving into the details with Julia Fellow.
But he never told the agents they couldn't make an arrest in the area.
Tune in to Wisconsin's Afternoon News, where your day's story unfolds. Weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. Only here on WTMJ.
It's here on consignment from over 10,000 nationwide partners. From very high-end, distinctive furniture, unique antiques and original art, to tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. Premium home decor priced right at 25 to 40% off retail prices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Smart interior designers know that what they'll see here is going to be almost impossible to find anywhere else, especially at our consignment prices. Premium home decor that's gently loved and close to new. And what we carry can raise the wow factor of anyone's home decor. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
And 620 WTMJ.
It is now officially Green Bay game morning. Homer along with Gary Ellison. We go to Mike in Honolulu. Mike, you're on Green Bay game morning. Good morning to you. Are you there, Mike? I know you are. Probably a slight delay all the way to Honolulu. Mike, millions are listening.
Millions.
I don't know.
I didn't realize I was still on mute. My bad.
All right, no
Good
problem. Now,
evening to you
before you talk to Gary, I'm required to ask you 3 questions. You ready, Mike?
Let's do it.
Do you want LaFleur fired? Yes or no?
Want? No. But we need to be open to it.
All right. 2, for the
Okay.
upcoming game against the Vikings, do you want all the players to play to get a win and get back on track, or do you want to rest everybody because the game isn't necessary for any purpose? They're a 7 seed, and get them rested for the playoff game? Which?
Rest no one. Bring out the gendarmes.
And
If
lastly,
for no other reason than to show that we are a serious organization. Bring them out.
Ooh. And lastly, given that both are healthy for the Vikings, who do you want as your starting quarterback? Jordan Love or Malik Willis?
All my respect to Malik. Love Malik. Get flipping serious. Jordan Love.
And now, Gary Ellison, continue as you wish with Mike. My job is done.
Okay, Mike, what you got? Now you answer the questions, what you got? Let it go.
Well, here's the deal. I called in last week to Strofe, and my message to everybody listening was, hey, chillax. We're going to be okay. And now my message is still chillax, but I realized I was right about the message but wrong about the reason. We all need to chillax because the patient is dead on the table. It's time to make our plans for next year.
What's that? What translate?
What we saw from the defense today, forget it, man. Like, if we're going to be that soft against the run, we're not going anywhere anyway. This is going to be yet another example of make the playoffs, sneak into the recently made available 7th seed that wasn't there a few years ago but now is, and show up, get beat, and move on to next year and figure it out without a first-round pick. Sorry to say it.
Does that mean you want LaFleur fired? Because it sounds like that's an issue of the coach or GM. I'm not sure which you're in.
Well, that's the deal is what I'm watching a game that I, having watched hundreds of these games that I know is functionally over. What I'm watching for is how the players respond, what kind of fire they show or they don't show. I realized the loss of Micah was I was going to say a gut punch. Forget it. It's more like a bullet to the head. It's something that is almost impossible to get over. I get that part. What I want to see is what they put out there, and it looks like they folded their 10th. I was very proud of the effort that they put out last week, and that gave me hope because they could have folded their 10th, but they didn't. I kind of sort of saw that this week. Now, I'd be very curious to see what comes out of next week because I think they need to go out there and show, hey, this ain't no Mickey Mouse organization. You know, we're still proud. We're still good. But I don't know if they're going to do that or not. So that's going to bring to the table what we look at. I hate to say it, I'm already looking toward next offseason. And the most interesting thing to me is Ed Policy. We don't know what is on Ed Policy's mind, what his philosophy is, what his approach is, what his thought process is. And these guys are both on, these, we don't want lame ducks kind of, we'll give you an extension because of that. I'm very curious to see what comes out of next week and the playoff game. It's going to tell me a lot. I mean, it's going to tell me nothing because I don't live in Ed Policy's head, but it's going to give me a lot to chew on in the meantime, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I think it does.
And that applies to both LaFleur and Gutekunst, both. Because, I mean, sorry, we haven't won a title in 15 years, but this is still Title Town. That's the expectation here. This is not first round and we're out town. And it seems like that's what we've gotten used to around here.
All right, Gary?
Well, I just don't see them getting rid of Matt LaFleur or Goody next year. Now they could be on a 1-year deal, but I don't see them. I don't see Policy moving on for them next year. That's not happening.
Because?
And that's too drastic for an organization like the Green Bay Packers.
And given the level of success they've had, even if it's not as high as you would want.
Right. No.
Okay.
That's too drastic.
Because Jason Wood is coming up in a bit, and we're going to, of course, get your final epilogue, I think it's to be called. But we have Brennan from Fond du Lac. I don't know how old Brennan is, but I thought he needs to get a little time with Gary Ellison. Brennan, good morning.
Yep, good morning to you. I'm in 6th grade, and I play tackle football.
Shouldn't you be asleep?
Go ahead. What?
Shouldn't you be asleep? It's midnight. It's 12:30.
You kept me awake, because it was my first Packer game today, and I wanted to hear what you guys were saying.
You were at the game.
Awesome.
Yeah. You are with Gary Ellison. You probably don't know this, Brennan, because you're too young. He was a spectacular high school, college player at Wisconsin, and he played for the Green Bay Packers. So you now can ask him whatever you want or comment, and he will respond. Take it away, Brennan.
What do you think about the play calls today, especially the one when it was 4th and 1 and they went in shotgun for like a halfback draw?
Didn't like it. But although Matt LaFleur's been doing it
What? I lost you.
I know. We lost him too, Brennan. We're going to wait. We are not finishing this call. The man in charge, Will, is going to call Gary and get him back. Did you have another question about the game?
Yeah. I also it was troubling me. How did they not get the run game going?
Hold on. We now have Gary back. Brennan, ask the question again.
Your first question.
Brennan,
my question was...
Brennan, who's giving you advice? Hold on. Who's giving you advice in the background? Who is that?
My mom.
All right, you tell your mom.
That's my mom.
You tell your mom you're doing fine. You don't need her help. Tell her.
I'm doing fine. I don't need your help.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Brennan, keep going. What was your second question? You asked about the play call, and then you had another question Gary didn't hear. Give it to us again.
What was troubling the Packers getting the run game going?
Well, because they got behind so quickly, they felt like they had to throw the football. So they abandoned the run game altogether because they knew that the Ravens was going to run it and their opportunity for possessions was going to be limited. So every possessions that they had, they felt like they had to score a touchdown.
And it worked.
So
I would say it worked, wouldn't you?
Yeah, therefore no run game.
All right, Brennan, you get one more. Then you got to go to bed.
All right. I was also thinking of why they couldn't stop Derrick Henry. Like, it almost looked like they were selling out from the pass from Tyler Huntley.
Yeah, great question. Handle this one, Gary. Why the hell couldn't they stop the run?
Yeah, well, they didn't have enough guys. They ran out of bodies up front. And just so you know, Derrick Henry's from the state of Florida. And when he came out of high school, Derrick Henry had been the best football player that I had ever seen in the state of Florida coming out of high school. Better than Tim Tebow. You probably know who Tim Tebow is.
Better than Emmitt Smith. Didn't Emmitt Smith come from Florida?
Better than Emmitt. Yeah, he's better than Emmitt. He is the best in the history of high school football players in the state of Florida.
And I wanted to get Brennan. We're going to have to let you go, but you did a great job. You didn't need your mom's help.
Homer, real quick. Is it Brendan?
Brennan, I think. Brennan, I think, maybe.
Is he still there?
He's still there.
Where is your mom there? Is your mom there?
Yep. Yeah, she's here.
Put your mom on the phone.
Let me hear.
Okay.
What's up, guys?
All right, Mom, what question you got?
What question do I got?
Yeah.
I don't necessarily have a question, but I don't think LaFleur should be fired. And two, I'm kind of leaning towards Malik Wilson.
Malik Willis.
There we go.
And you know one thing, Heather, Brandon? Mom, you got a great kid. And one day when he's famous, he can say, I was on a show at 12:30 in the morning. That was the start.
That was awesome. Thanks for hanging in there. He's been on hold for a little bit. He fell asleep, but we woke him up.
All right. Well, thank you for allowing it to happen. Not every parent would do that. All right, Gary. Now your epilogue before we break and then bring on Jason Wilde.
All right, here's the epilogue, home team. In my heart, I truly feel that Jordan Love is your starting quarterback. We stop with the nonsense on Malik Willis. I love him for a backup. Great. Guys feel like they can win with him, and I feel the same way. Matt LaFleur, you better have a replacement for him when you come in. You need to know who you're going to hire and who that guy is. It can't be some random dude that's going to set you back, and then Jordan Love now got to learn stuff all over again. So you got to know what it is. You got to win the last game of the year. You can't rest players. I think the Packers' psyche is pretty fragile right now. They need to figure out how to win the game, and they need to figure out in the locker room who them dudes are. Them dudes are, like who the Micah Parsons are, who the dudes are going to make plays. I would have said defensively is Xavier McKinney, but he hasn't looked the greatest this year, has dropped a couple of interceptions. So they need to get that all figured out. And it's not going to be one guy that takes the Micah Parsons place. It's going to be a lot of guys. So we need to get back to that. And we saw that against the Chicago Bears. So, which gives me belief, if we got to go play Chicago, we can beat them. We can beat anybody in the NFC. The NFC is not like it was a couple years ago when you go, oh, my God, the Eagles, they're the best team in the NFC. Nobody can beat them. The NFC, to me, is wide open, and the Packers can beat anybody in the NFC.
And that is your Gary Allison epilogue. And they don't know and haven't figured out yet how to win without Micah Parsons. That's
correct.
That's why they got to beat Minnesota. Thanks, Gary.
All right, buddy.
Gary Allison, and again, it's Sunday. It's Saturday night, so it'll still be Monday. Monday, 6 to 8, Gary Allison and Greg Matzek at Potawatomi. Jason Wilde, next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Can you feel it? It's the thrill of witnessing a walk-off grand slam, a game-winning touchdown, a buzzer-beating 3. Yeah, you know the feeling. And there's only one place to experience that raw exhilaration. Potawatomi Sportsbook. Catch all the action in a supreme space with dozens of sports betting kiosks, cool drinks, luxe seating, great food, fiery atmosphere, and a monster video wall. Become a legend at Potawatomi Sportsbook. More info online. Must be 21 to enter casino.
Homer here for Window Nation's end of the year sale. It's cold here in Milwaukee, and if you've been thinking about new windows, it's good you waited, because during Window Nation's end of the year sale, get 50% off, plus you could get 0% interest for 5 years on windows that stop the cold wintry drafts, seal out moisture, and so energy efficient you'll save money on your utility bills. Installed in 1 day, lifetime warranty, and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Sale ends soon. Don't miss out on big savings. WindowNation.com to get started.
A buck in today's world doesn't go far unless you're spending it at Griffin. Because for just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. Buy one or a whole set. This is Jim Griffin, any major brand. We'll put you in new tires for just $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. That's right, $1 over cost, and we'll even show you the invoice to prove it. So what's the catch? There's really no catch. You don't have to buy a car or a truck from us. We'd like it if you did, but our only requirement is we put them on for you. Buy 1, 2, or a set of 4. The $1 deal at Griffin. Available at Griffin Chrysler Jeep South 27th Street and Griffin Ford Waukesha. The $1 deal at Griffin. Make your dollar go further. Griffin, the buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. $1 over cost. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, best-selling author and founder of the Neal Group. Time flies when you're running your business. It's getting to be the end of the year. How are you doing? Are your books in order? Do you know what your tax liability is going to be? It's never too early to start planning, but it can be too late. How does the new tax law affect you? Should you be doing anything to take advantage of the changes? Many business owners ask us what is one thing they can do to make sure they are not leaving money on the table. No one wants to pay more taxes than they have to. We often hear, "I didn't know I could do that." Call us now to see what you can do before it's too late. The first meeting is free. Call 414-325-2040 now. You earned it. We help you keep it. That's 414-325-2040. Or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net.
Hey, fellas, are you feeling off of your game? If you feel like something is holding you back, connect with the medical professionals at Game Day Men's Health. WTMJ's Greg Matzik here. Game Day Men's Health helps guys regain their youthful edge with hormone replacement, vitamin therapy, personalized weight loss plans, plus EPAT therapy, which I've used for injuries such as plantar fasciitis or tennis elbow. And it's all under the care of experienced medical professionals. A free consultation at their clinic in Brookfield, Shorewood, Germantown, or Delafield. Game Day Men's Health. Get back in the game.
Wisconsin. Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
It is Green Bay game night, now game morning. Homer, first it was Mark Tauscher, then it was Gary Ellerson, and now it is Jason Wilde. Good morning, Jason.
Hello, Homer.
So what did you learn from everyone after the game of note, given the historic defensive performance? It gave up a record 216 yards to a runner, and they gave up 307 in the game.
Yeah, I think Javon Bullard said it best, that they have to figure this out quick or their asses will be right back in Green Bay after the wild card round. I think it's easy to forget that they are in the playoffs, and this was horrible defensively. They've had some moments in the run game defensively this season, right? We saw Rico Dowdle for Carolina do it.
Bears.
Honestly, although I still would maintain that the Bears didn't run the ball nearly as well as they did against other teams. And while it wasn't good enough, it wasn't what we saw tonight. I think the Vikings game, the first Vikings game, I thought Aaron Jones and Mason were both running the ball really well until they fell behind. And then obviously they had to give the ball to J.J. McCarthy, which was not a great scenario for them. But, yeah, there's no sugarcoating it. They were, again, I can't use some of the language that Javon Bullard used, but they were terrible.
How did it happen? What did he say?
Well, by the way, I mean, the guy that it happened against is one of the greatest running backs in NFL history. He's not a nobody.
Right, but they have nobody at quarterback. All you have to do is, more than anything else, try to stop Derrick Henry. Right?
Yeah, well, yeah, and they did it a few years ago, if you remember, when he was still with the Titans, and then they watched as Ryan Tannehill lit him up for 336 passing yards. It was a Thursday night game. And, yeah, they managed to shut him down. Look, they don't – Rashawn Gary's not very good. Micah Parsons is out. Kenny Clark plays for the Cowboys. Devontae Wyatt is out. They signed a guy named Jordan Riley who played at Oregon, and he blew out his Achilles. Quentin Bohanna, who they also played out there, is – I don't even know if he qualifies as just a guy. I mean, he was on a practice squad somewhere. Colby Wooden is a fine player if you're playing him rotationally. Same with Carl Brooks, but they're not like they are who they are. They're day 3 picks who are good snap eating guys. They don't have a lot of great run defenders. And the one thing that, to your point, the Ravens wanted to do and were capable of doing was running the football. Their offensive line's really good. It's one of the few things they have going for them this season in a year that's been pretty much lost for them. They also had a hell of a motivation to come in and win because they're still fighting for a playoff berth. But there's no excuse, even against a great running back, to give up 216 and 4 touchdowns. And according to Lucas Van Ness, after the game, Kingsley Enagbare, who I thought continues to be probably their best defensive end, said in the locker room that he thought there were guys that didn't give it their all, which I thought it was interesting that Lucas told us that. So that's a problem. I don't like to trash guys, but I sure see a guy that got a $96 million contract jogging off the field a lot and coming out of the game. And that line about being not a high snap count guy, like, I don't know, man. That's hard for me to understand. But I disagreed with Matt LaFleur on something, and he acknowledged that my point was valid. I mean, as bad as they were defensively against the run, and they were bad. There's no two ways about it. Malik Willis has that second touchdown run. They get a stop, right? Enagbare drops Derrick Henry for a 5-yard loss instead of 3rd and 14. They get the stop. They force the only punt of the game. The Packers offense takes it in and goes and scores a touchdown, cuts it to 27-24.
Yep.
And then they have the Ravens at 3rd and 5 on their own 20-yard line.
Yes, they did. 9 yards and for Derrick Henry.
Yeah, and then what happens the next play? He runs for 30. Yep. And that was when it was over. And so, look, I don't think as good as impressive as I think the Bears backs were to see in person the 2 times I've seen them. I don't think either one of them is Derrick Henry. But I don't know how they're going to improve stopping the run. Like, on the bright side, maybe this prevents Jeff Hafley from getting a head coaching job. But, it was bad. It was putrid. And what bothers me about it is that I thought Matt LaFleur and I thought Malik Willis were phenomenal. I thought Malik Willis was absolutely magnificent. And I love the fact that Matt LaFleur, who now knows Malik Willis, even though he barely practiced all week, right? They had a jog through on Tuesday. He missed Wednesday's practice with this flu bug, and then he practiced on a limited basis on Thursday. Even though he barely practiced, Matt LaFleur said, look, we're going to have an opportunity to throw on these guys. We got to do it. And so it could not have been a more different approach than the approach he took in week 2 last season when Malik Willis had been here for all of 2.5 weeks and he had to start a game. And Malik Willis rose to the occasion. You always talk about great performances that are lost to history because of how the game turns out. I don't think it's going to be lost to history when it comes to free agency time for Malik Willis. But, like, the story of the game, as great as he was, is not him because they lost and their run defense was so terrible.
Yeah, I think it was arguably the greatest performance ever by a backup quarterback in Packer history in a meaningful game.
Yeah, if you add that last sentence, I will give it to you because Matt Flynn threw for 480 yards and 6 touchdowns in a 2011
and his quarterback rating was about the same as I mean, Jordan Love missed 3 passes and 1 was dropped, and he ran for 60 yards. And how many big third down plays? Yeah, it's the saddest part. I agree with you because we should all be talking about this incredible performance that was necessary for the Packers to win. And, yes, he's going to be a starting quarterback in the NFL next season and should get a chance to do that. And it's all forgotten because they just couldn't stop other than when the Ravens had their best field position, they couldn't stop them. They preferred a 75-yard drive.
Right. I mean, they put themselves like there were 3 crucial moments, right? There's the 4th down failure. They give them the ball. They hold them to a field goal.
Yep.
There's the
fumble.
There's the snap. There's the snap that, Sean Ryan is one of our more reliable interviewees, and he refused to talk tonight. As well he should, because he snapped the ball off of Malik Willis'
but he
face.
could easily say he just messed up. It happens. We just never see it hit the helmet. Usually it hits the hand of the quarterback.
Well, the problem, the reason it hit him in the face is because he was touching the side of his helmet to say
set the play.
That it was a can play, to change the play. He hadn't even started his cadence. So, I mean, look, in defense of Sean Ryan, it's a different quarterback, but he just flat out screwed up. Just not to the degree that the run defense did, but he screwed up.
Right.
Fine. But those two instances, they hold the Ravens to field goals, right?
Yep.
So instead of it being 28-7, it's 20-7.
They're still in the game.
Then, so they keep themselves in the game, but to me, it's Malik Willis's performance that won't get talked about. I will talk about it because I'm talking about it now, and I'm going to focus on it in my game story. But for as putrid as they were, that was the ball game. They needed to get one stop, and then maybe they got a shot. And instead, it just gets away from them. And I think this is. I understand there's going to be people that are trashing LaFleur and whatever else. I get that. I still would argue, and look, I've told you from the moment they lost Tucker Kraft, but really after they lost Micah Parsons, like I did not see them as a Super Bowl contender thereafter. But do I still think, and I know this sounds crazy based on what we saw tonight defensively, but do I still think they can go down to Chicago and beat them if they're the 2 seed? I do. I don't think they can get much farther than that.
I'm in that club. I agree.
I don't think it's over. So to me, what this is about now is how do you manage the final week and how do you get your guys back? Because they rightfully are embarrassed. And if it's true, as Kingsley and Egbari apparently said in the locker room, that he felt there were some guys that quit, then those guys better get their you-know-what together, because they are in the playoffs. Like, it's easy to forget that tonight, and that was kind of the way the press conference with LaFleur ended, because I said, look, I get this sucks, but, like, you have to regroup. Like, it's not, oh, well, we'll play out the string on Sunday in Minneapolis, and then we'll go our separate ways. Like, you're in the tournament. You have a chance. So, I'm very curious to see how they rebound. I also am very curious because LaFleur was non-committal about this. But if Jordan clears the concussion protocol, do you play him against the Vikings or not?
That was a question that Gary Ellerson asked me to ask everyone, and his view was they desperately need a win because he thinks they don't haven't figured out how to win without Micah Parsons. Yes, I would play Jordan Love because it would help solve that, and I think he can
I think I would
benefit
too.
from playing.
Yeah.
And I can take him out at any point I want to because I have that much faith in my backup.
Sure, because I don't think this is the only thing I would say is it's about the message it sends by playing Love and how you're approaching that game. It's not that he needs the work or whatever else. Like, to me, this is all about, do you go into Minnesota knowing that you're facing, like, I don't know if J.J. McCarthy's going to play or not. His hand did not miraculously heal. That Max Brosner guy is terrible. Like, you know what they're going to do. You saw what they did against the Lions. Like, you're facing the same thing. Your defense better damn well rise to the occasion there.
Yep.
So, but Gary's right. They have to win a game. They've lost 3 in a row now, and they just have to remind themselves that they're not as god-awful of a team as they currently feel tonight.
All right, the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, the post-game injury report is again from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com today for info. And there was certainly one point with Haddon where everybody acted like they were very, very worried.
Yeah, it appeared that his foot was pointed the wrong direction. So that would be bad. But on the injury front, to answer your question there, it's been a while since I've seen things go that sideways for a team and have that many guys hurt. So it started with Zane Anderson in the first quarter. He suffered an ankle injury, and he was ruled out pretty quickly, which is never a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was Jordan Riley, the guy I mentioned earlier, who
Achilles.
He's a big dude. He helps your run defense some. He's played in the league. They claimed him off waivers from the Giants. He ruptured his Achilles, so that happened in the second quarter. Then you lose Nate Hobbs, which I'm not going to make jokes about a guy who gets hurt, but it was not catastrophic for their defense to lose him. But he hurts his knee. He doesn't return. Then Dontavion Wicks has a concussion. He doesn't return. And then, as you mentioned, Kamal Haddon's injury was very troubling. So, I mean, that's a lot of losses in one game. And again, while none of them are of Micah Parsons' level of accomplishments, that affects your psyche too as a team, right? When you see, guys that like Kamal Haddon is really well liked in that locker room. Like, he's one of the dudes, and to see him in that kind of a compromised injury situation was not great. So it was bad. Again, I saw Jordan Love in the locker room. He's not allowed to talk to us, but again, Matt LaFleur was not specific about what kept him from clearing the concussion protocol, but he sure seemed like himself. And I don't know what I would be surprised. I was very surprised that he didn't get through the concussion protocol to play tonight. So I will be even more surprised if he's not cleared to play next week. Whether or not he actually plays, that's another matter.
And lastly, anything from LaFleur, his explanation or his thought on Minnesota, or Tausch says it's on to Chicago with an understanding about the game of the Vikings. But did LaFleur give you any insight into what bothered him the most, or what, given the game really didn't matter in the big picture?
Yeah, I mean, look, they're going to be kicking themselves tomorrow night, though, if the 49ers beat the Bears.
True. That's right.
Like, they're going to be right. I mean, it mattered now. It just didn't look like it did based on the outcome. But because I still believe, like, I also think the Lions, maybe those guys mail it in, But we saw what they did under Dan Campbell in 2022 when they had nothing to play for. The Packers win and they're into the playoffs. Like, I wouldn't put it past them to beat the Bears either. So my point is that, I think LaFleur understands. Like, look, if you had told me that Jeff Hafley's defense, which we're all talking about him as a head coaching candidate and everything else, if you would have told me that was going to be what happened tonight, I would not have believed you. I did not think they were going to lose tonight. And I certainly didn't think that Derrick Henry, and you always hear the old saying about the other guys get paid too. Like, Derrick Henry was really pissed off about last Sunday night. Like, they kept him out of the game for a while. And I think he and his offensive linemen were extremely motivated tonight. And there is value in that. And there's also value in momentum. And they had all the momentum for almost all of the night until the moment we talked about. And that was the Packers' chance. And they squandered it.
3rd and 5. Baltimore at their own 20.
Yep.
Yeah. Depending on what happens, yes, there will be the ability to go back and look, wow, I guess it could have meant something and didn't. All right. Thanks, Jason, for the early morning visit.
All right, everybody. Take care. Be good.
Jason Woolley, all Packers all the time. We're just about done with Green Bay game night and game morning. Will has his final thoughts. That closes the show. Next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
When snowstorms hit and the roads turn slick.
These slick roads are pretty brutal.
When school closings start rolling in and traffic slows to a crawl.
The snowfall closing schools in Kenosha.
We've got the latest updates on forecasts and everything else you need to know during severe winter weather. Find Fleet Farm Storm Team alerts on air and online at WTMJ.com or on the WTMJ mobile app. Stay safe. Stay informed with WTMJ.
Experience hot gaming action and a relaxing spa day. Your perfect winter getaway at the island. Book a stay and float package to get both a standard room and a rejuvenating 60-minute float pod therapy session for less than $100. Complement your stay with an elevated dining experience at Horizon Steakhouse, followed by an evening of comedy in Club 41. The Island Resort and Casino's stay and float package runs through February. Call 800-682-6040 to book yours today. Certain days and restrictions apply.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Kristen Bry, and if you're in the market for a new dentist, you should check out my dentist, Dr. James Michaels at Economwalk Dental Care. Dr. Michaels is committed to providing you with the highest level of care possible. I can assure you that he will prioritize your needs, no matter how sensitive, just like he did with mine. And also, he will be honest with you about what work you need now and what can wait. So whether you need a simple cleaning and exam, a teeth whitening, a more complex dental procedure, Economwalk Dental Care is always there to make you feel as comfortable as possible and give you and your family an amazing smile. And dental care doesn't have to break the bank. Dr. Michael's fantastic staff can set you up with a no-interest payment plan. Listen, we all have to go to the dentist, so don't put it off any longer. Call and make an appointment today with my dentist, Dr. James Michaels at Economwalk Dental Care. You can find him at drmichaelsdentalcare.com or give him a call at 262-567-7224.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Hey, John Mercure here for Mend Studios. You deserve to feel better. You deserve to feel healthy. You deserve to feel great about yourself. Mend Studios has a long-term wellness as the goal. That's how they're going to do it. That's how they're going to take care of you. I know and trust the therapists at Mend Studio. They customize every single treatment, and they've got multiple locations. They're in Mequon and Brookfield, both convenient, both easy to get to. Start at the website, mendstudio.com. I never feel better than I do after a session at Mend. Mendstudio.com.
Education changes everything. It opens doors, shapes futures, and builds the foundation for our children's success. At City Ford Collective, we're working to transform our city's schools and ensure every Milwaukee child receives the high-quality education they deserve. We've taken real steps forward, but our work is far from done. This giving season, we're asking you to join us. Together, we can secure a stronger future for our children and a stronger future for Milwaukee.
All the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design.
They design, you party.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
This has been Green Bay Game Night. It's now game morning. I'm Homer, along with Mark Tauscher, Gary Ellerson, Jason Wilde, and now Will closes because he always has some thoughts. You came up with a stat, which was amazing regarding punting.
Yeah, Daniel Whelan, he's only punted once in the past 3 games, and that punt came 2 weeks ago in Denver. So the past 2 games, he has not punted. In the past 3 games, he has punted 1 time, and the Packers are 0-3 in those games.
Which is bizarre because I believe I heard a similar stat about the 49ers that they showed in their last game. The punter hasn't punted in like 3 games, but I think they've won all 3 of them or won 2 of 3.
They're on the exact opposite side of the spectrum.
Yeah, how do you never punt and still lose? Well,
because you can't convert in the red zone.
You red zone and defense.
Mm-hmm.
But more red zone probably.
Yes, definitely. But all right, I got some overreactions for you. I came up with 3 different overreactions. This might be the new.
My favorite one is that even the softy LaFleur was embarrassed by how soft his team played.
He was. He sounded like it in his post-game press conference. All right, overreaction number 1. Christian Watson is currently the most valuable player on the team. Your thoughts?
I don't know that I agree with that, but it's a reasonable position.
Okay. The Packers are a bottom 5 defense without Micah Parsons.
No, they weren't last year.
I think
They're
are.
not this year, and maybe they were lucky last year because they got all the turnovers. You add those
coming into
this
game, they were 25th in the NFL in their past 3 games in yards per game.
I don't care about yards per game. They gave up a lot of points in this game. In these 2 games, they've averaged given up 31.5. Okay, well they had 2 games early in the year when he played where they gave up an average of 29. So I don't think so, but they seem to be wanting to prove me wrong. What is possible is that they were so good last year because they created all the turnovers. They've had no turnovers this year, and to be able to be as good as they were like last year without any turnovers, that could be because of Parsons.
Yeah, and the sad thing is that the turnovers aren't coming from from not creating the opportunity to have turnovers. It's just because they can't convert a turnover. They can't catch an interception. They can't jump on a fumble at the right time.
You could be right. I just have never noticed, this team should have had a lot of turnovers, and they didn't. You either have them or you don't.
All right, I got one more for you.
Yes.
This is the one I believe the most. Teams should be more scared of Malik Willis than Jordan Love.
If he throws the ball the way he did, because he does have weapons that Love doesn't, and that is his ability to run.
Yeah, Jordan Love, he's going to be good for a stupid interception a game. That's one thing that you're giving to the defense. And then, his ability to run. Jordan Love doesn't have that.
No.
Like, teams now, like the Bears had to realize that really quickly when Malik Willis came in and converted that 4th down on that read option. They had to realize real quick that, hey, this guy is a running threat.
When
you
this
face
way,
Jordan Love, you never have to worry about that.
Right. If he can throw the ball as well as Jordan Love, he's better than Jordan Love.
And weirdly enough, I think he finds the guys that Jordan Love doesn't find a lot. Like, he was finding Golden a little bit. He found Dobbs for a deep pass. When's the last time that happened?
Yeah, I can't answer that, but you're going to get a chance to see, because he will be a starting quarterback in the league next year.
That was my last one. Top 10 quarterback in the league right now.
He doesn't play enough.
They're called overreactions.
No, they're not. They don't need to be overreactions. There's his quarterback rating numbers are incredible, like 130, 140, 150. Yes, if he throws the ball like he threw today, all right, he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, not top 10, because his ability to run.
The way he moved in the
special.
pocket sometimes was a little Mahomey. Like he looked like Mahomes. He had some Mahomes tendencies running
I'm
and
just
throwing
saying
outside the
that
pocket.
He had these incredibly tough third down plays. He was able to roll out. I mean, the whole career has been, and as was mentioned by Gary Ellison, and I agree, you have to give LaFleur all the credit. He's made him a significantly better throwing quarterback because people could see what he did.
Can you see how much he's grown from last year, too? Last year, he was all scripted, all handoffs, all short check down passes, and now it's the exact opposite.
Correct.
It's him playing off script.
The belief in LaFleur has changed dramatically. We don't know if he could have made those passes last year because LaFleur never gave him a chance.
You're right, yeah.
So, but yes, no, he was spectacular.
That throw
to Melton?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. Just, the guy was on him, and it was just, but he threw so many passes that way.
Imagine if someone told you that Malik Willis completed a huge pass to Bo Melton in Week 17 in September.
And then you would think that that's got to mean they won the game. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing that happens at
Right.
home. And now somehow they still found a way to lose the game.
Mm-hmm.
No, he was spectacular.
So good.
And yet it amounts to nothing.
I don't know. If I'm the Bears, I'm way more scared of them playing Malik Willis against me than Jordan Love.
If Malik Willis,
especially a
would
team
throw
like the
ball,
Bears who gets all those turnovers.
If Malik threw the ball as well as he did today, but they're going to go with Jordan Love, and I would too. But you'll get your chance to show if Malik Willis can prove it. He's going to be a starter next year. Somebody's going to give him
I just hope
some
it's
money.
not in the division.
Well, it's not going to be Detroit. Not going to be Chicago.
It could be the third team.
Minnesota?
Yeah.
You
With
think
an
they'll-
offensive
you think
genius?
they'll give up on McCarthy that soon? He's hurt.
I would.
Hurt. That's a great observation. Would he go after
I
Willis?
think Malik Willis would be really good on the Vikings, too. So you don't want him to go in the division.
Again, if he can throw if he's as good as he was today.
Imagine him and Justin Jefferson on the same field.
I don't.
That would be disgusting.
Again, yes, but the sample size is small, but it is reasonable that he could want him. It's reasonable to me that anybody in the league could want him.
I just think we'd see a similar amount of effectiveness that he's having right now with Matt LaFleur as with Kevin O'Connell.
We all agree and can see his ability to run and all the other things he's shown. If he has the ability to complete the kind of passes he did today, yes.
Yeah. The crazy thing is, too, Kevin O'Connell's never had a quarterback like him that can run. He's had Kirk Cousins, J.J. McCarthy.
Right, and then
Brosmer.
He made McCarthy look really good for a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
so anything's possible.
Yeah.
So you're worried about Malik Willis playing for another team in the division?
Yes.
Wow. Now that's going too far.
Okay. That's why it's called overreactions.
But, the assessment of his potential. I mean, there's no way to describe how oversell how good he was in this game.
Yeah, I just think, if you're the Vikings, you're chomping at the bit to get a guy like Malik Willis. Because a guy that you can get on a deal.
If you believe he can throw that well.
Yeah. I think he's proved it the past 2 weeks against, the Ravens aren't really a good defense, neither are the Bears, but he did what you're supposed to do to a bad defense.
I would think a significant number of teams would be interested in giving him a shot to start next year.
I think it'll be...
Unless they believe that he's totally been created by LaFleur and someone else wouldn't.
In a year that could be a weak quarterback draft, I think he's a very intriguing free agent going into next season.
And he's better than any of them.
Yeah, 100%.
Way better. So this is your Malik Willis.
Yeah, that was my Malik Willis segment.
If he
also,
ends
the
up
two
with
best players on
Vikings-
the field today were on the Titans at the same time, Malik Willis and Derrick Henry. with Mike Vrabel and A.J. Brown. They had all those weapons, and they couldn't win.
Again, you'd have to analyze it because I don't follow them that closely. Derrick Henry has been great from the time he was in high school. The improvement of Malik Willis, no one saw this coming. I don't even think Malik Willis saw it coming.
No chance.
He was at Liberty at one time, right?
Yeah, he's a flame.
So, but I want to see him play a whole season.
I do too.
And somebody will give him a chance.
As a football fan, he's fun to watch. Just hope it's not in the division.
Yes, I know. You've said it. You are the only person in the world worried that he's going to end up as the quarterback of the Vikings for all the various reasons.
Someone's got to think it.
No, they don't. No one has to think it at all. All right. You didn't disappoint. You came through again at the end. Green Bay morning has ended. And yes, on to Chicago. It's not a guarantee, but it's certainly the most likely outcome for the Packers to open the playoffs in 2 weeks in Chicago. And who are they? Who's going to play? Who's going to quarterback? How much? How important is a win against the Vikings to LaFleur? We're going to find out. But everybody knows the one thing. Can they figure out a way to have a average run defense? Good morning. Next.
Experience hot gaming action and
It's a robber, and if you ignore it, it will just keep taking and taking. I know how pain can consume you.